Today at Taft TV we have a distinguished interviewee, Coach H Pildes of the Taft baseball team. He's been at Taft for 36 years. He's won 753 games, making him the 11th winningest coach in IHSA baseball history, 7th most wins at one school, and he's in the Illinois High School Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Coach Pildes, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So first I want to talk about, obviously you've been here for quite a while. What was Taft's baseball program like when you took it over?
It was a good program. I was actually coached with the head coach for 4 years before I became the head coach. So it was an established baseball program long before I ever got here.
And then, since you've taken over, how have you built up the program into what I would say is a public league dynasty at this point? And what has it been like watching this program that you've been in charge of so long just evolve over time?
We just tried to continue to do good things, and emphasis is always on process of playing the game the way we think. We have a kind of an idea of how we think the game should be played, and try and convince the players to buy into that, and hopefully that kind of becomes the reason for success in the long run.
And during that time, you coached arguably the best player in Taft baseball history, Jack Swinsky, who is this close to becoming the first ever Eagle in MLB. Can you tell us a little bit about him and what your favorite memory is of his time at Taft?
Well, Jack was a good player when he got to us, or a talented player who we could see would eventually become somebody who hopefully would have a chance to actually progress as he has progressed. So he actually was a starting outfielder for us and hit in the middle of our lineup as a freshman. So it didn't require us to start from nowhere. We had somebody who already was a talented individual, and we just tried to shape him into becoming the best player he could be, which was going to be, we thought, and turned out to be a considerably talented individual.
So at this point you've been coaching here for over 3 decades, as we've said. Do you ever plan on retiring, or are you going to try to go for that career record for coaching wins in high school baseball?
Well, I have no such plans for that, and I guess I just work with 1-year contracts, and then we'll see from 1 year to the next how that evolves.
You grew up in West Riders Park, attended Sylvan High School before going to UIC. When you took over the program, what did you think would happen first? Taft winning a regional or the Cubs winning the World Series?
I had no such illusions of either.
Even in the mid-'80s? I mean, Ryan Sandberg and that crew?
You know what, whatever. I have no control over what the Cubs did, so that was up to them. My main focus was to try and successfully do what I hopefully we've done here at Taft.
So let's talk for a minute about, you have a third cousin, Richard H. Pildes, who is one of the country's foremost experts on constitutional law, clerked for Justice Thurgood Marshall, Guggenheim Fellow, Carnegie Scholar, member of the President's Commission on the Supreme Court of the U.S., and you also taught AP Government at Taft for quite a long time. Did he ever help you out with your class, any of the lessons, and who would you say has more to brag about?
Well, he certainly has more to brag about. He is, as you indicated, among the most recognized individuals in the country on constitutional law, and particularly certain areas of constitutional law. So I can't say he's had the time really to send anything our way to attempt to do something at Taft. I believe he's at New York University right now.
New York University. You coached for USA Baseball for 7 years. Can you talk to us a little bit about that experience? I'm sure that we had to meet a lot of great
eight
players.
different years. I've had a number of opportunities there. I've been fortunate enough to coach 8 different years with USA and be on a USA Junior Team Committee for 6 years, and an administrator at one of the U.S. Olympic festivals. So that's been a neat experience where I've coached teams where the entire team was drafted. We had one team that had 7 first-round draft choices on it. So it gives you a little different perspective when you are coaching with, and then in the process of that, against the best players in the country.
And during that time, you coached some of like you said, the best players in the country. You've coached several MLB players, including Mark Teixeira and Joe Girardi. Who would you say is the best player you've ever coached?
Well, it's really hard to say, but Teixeira certainly would be, and I wouldn't even say I coached him. It was an event, a 2-week event with USA Baseball, where he played for us. So we managed the team he played on. We certainly would not claim any responsibility for his success as a player. He was already a drafted individual when he played with us, which was the summer after he graduated high school. He certainly would rank up there near the top, but Joe Gerardi was another outstanding player, and the team Teixeira played on was that team that actually had 7 first-round draft choices on it.
So let's pivot to this upcoming season. Taft has won 1 public league championship. In 1964, they went 12-3 under manager Ed Mitchell. That was also their only state finals appearance. After finishing in the top 4 last year, can this team win Taft's 2nd city championship?
Gosh, I try not to look at results. I try and concentrate on process, and the results will hopefully take care of themselves. If we did, that would be great, but that can't be your focus at the beginning.
Of course. And in last year's 21-8 team, you returned several players from that team. Who do you say are a few key players to watch?
Oh my, well, we have a couple of seniors who will be in the outfield, David Biedron and Colin Benkel. They were players on last year's team, and they will hopefully be key players on this team. We have an infielder who played a lot of shortstop for us last year and played some outfield also, a junior named Jacoby. And then we have a pitcher, Nick Getajenko, who pitched a fair amount. He's a senior right now. So who really stands out and rises to the occasion, that will be interesting to see, but that is in front of us.
And one of the promising things about this year's team is last year's JV team. They also made it to the Public League semifinals. Who are a few newcomers from that team who you think could really shine in the next couple of years?
You know, they're going to need to prove it at the varsity level. So I hate to single them out because there is a significant step up. But we have some pitchers. We played in the fall. We play in a, technically not as the school team because the state doesn't allow you to actually coach. So I'm there, but I'm not coaching. But I'm kind of organizing it. We play in a very good fall league with largely suburban teams. And so there, some of those individuals who were on JV last year indicated in their performance that they will contribute. So we're looking forward to that.
And Taft hasn't appeared in a regional final since 2013. This is the final question. And the last and only regional championship was in 2009. Do you envision Taft making it back to regional and winning in the future?
Well, again, it's the same response. It's about the process of how you get to be to the point where you would be able to successfully do that. So again, you can't really look at end games as the season begins. You try to look at process of how you maybe can get to be to the point where that is possible. And obviously we would love to do that.
All about the process.
Yes.
Thank you for meeting with us today, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coming off of a strong season program-wide last year, Coach Richard Pildes and the Taft Eagles will look to claim their 2nd city championship in this school's history. Opening day will be Saturday, March 19th at Niles North. We wish the best to the Eagles this season on the diamond. I'm Matthew Gustafson for THTV. Thank you for watching.